Karine Jean-Pierre at the White House has said that Joe Biden has stopped the flow of foreigners, illegal aliens, into the United States.
Eric Adams, the New York mayor, is saying about these migrants in New York City, any plan that does not include stopping the flow at the border is a failed plan. So why aren't you guys stopping the flow at the border?
We are stopping the flow at the border. If anything, what the president has been able to do on his own without the help of Republicans in Congress, something that he had to do on his own again because Republicans refuse to give the funding necessary to deal with a situation, a broken immigration system that has been broken for decades. What they choose to do is play politics, but the president has put a plan that is indeed, the data showing is that it is indeed slowing down the flow of unlawful migration, and that is because of the work that this president continues to do without the help of Republicans.
What Karine Jean-Pierre just said is not true, but there is a little tiny kernel of truth there. And this is this thing that the liberals always do. Here's how it's not true. Since May, there have been about 3,600 illegal aliens crossing our southern border, illegally, obviously, every single day. 3,600. That does not sound like a stopped flow of migration. It sounds like historic highs. I think the exact number we're down to now is about 3,360. That's where obviously there's significant fluctuation. Now, the reason that there's a little tiny kernel of truth in what she's saying is back in March, the number was 7,100. So there was this huge, insane surge. 3,360 is an insane surge too, but this is double that. 7,100. And then they got it down a little bit. So what Karine Jean-Pierre can say is, oh yeah, we're stopping the flow. We were at 7,100 a day. So we're talking millions and millions and millions of illegal aliens pouring across per year. And now it's down to only over 3,000. I remember just a few years ago when we got up to 2,000. That was historic, shocking crisis. But now they're saying 3,360. Oh, that's pretty good. That's stopping the flow. And this is what the liberals always do. This is how they gain power. They take a lot and then they give back a little bit. They take a lot and then they say, okay, we're gonna kill babies up until the moment of birth, and then okay, we'll put some restrictions in the third trimester, maybe in some places, but probably not even that. Oh, good. See, we're winning, conservatives. See, look, the liberals are moderating. They're compromising. Hey, we're going to everybody down to kindergarten. Okay, maybe just middle school. Oh, good. We're winning. We're fighting back in the culture. What are you talking about? We started here. You started on the 50-yard line. Liberals took this thing all the way down to the end zone. And then we go back to what, the 5-yard line? 10-yard line? Okay. Well, look, we're winning. We're not winning. We're getting crushed. We're getting destroyed. But because they are so bold in their aggression, which conservatives almost never are, we're always negotiating with ourselves. We always listen to the squishes and the libs and the establishment types who say, well, we can't try to ban abortion. That's not where the voters are, Oh yeah, you think the voters were for the kids? No, they weren't. The Democrats just took it and then they ceded a little bit of territory back. And then that was the new normal. Well, I don't know. This is just tactically, it's such a stupid tactic. Anybody, if you've ever engaged in a job negotiation or any kind of negotiation, never negotiate against yourself. Always ask for the most extreme thing that you could plausibly get, and then allow your negotiation partner to pare you back a little bit. That's what the liberals do. That's not what we do. We negotiate with ourselves and we lose. Head on over to helixsleep.com/Knowles. With everything going on in the world right now, you could really use a good night's sleep. That is why you need to check out Helix Mattress. Helix has harnessed years of extensive mattress expertise to bring their customers a truly elevated sleep experience. They just launched their new Helix Elite collection, which includes 6 different mattress models, each tailored for specific sleep positions and firmness preferences. I've had my Helix for years. I absolutely love it. Night after night, I sleep like a sweet little child, like an angel, okay? Helix has a sleep quiz that matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress, because why would you buy a mattress made for someone else? Get out of my mattress. I'm a married man. Go to helixsleep.com/Knowles. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz to find the perfect mattress for your body and sleep type. Their flexible payment plans make it so that a great night's sleep is never far away. Helix is offering 20% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Hurry on over to helixsleep.com/Knowles. With Helix, better sleep starts now. And speaking of regression, John Mellencamp just got into trouble. You know the musician John Mellencamp. He was on a Bill Maher's show, and he made an outrageous claim. He said, black people are not better off today than they were 200 years ago.
The playing fields are a lot better than the cotton fields. That's what I would say about that. Maybe I'm crazy, John, but it seems like making no money as a slave picking cotton was not as good as playing left field for the Yankees. I mean, I'm sure there were reasons why. Dave Winfield has some beefs against Steinbrenner. I'm sure.
No doubt, there is 1 or 2% of black people in America who have a better life.
Oh, stop. That's what you think? 1 or 2%?
Okay, let's say 10%. I'm just pulling a number out of my ass.
It is that. That's where it belongs.
Hey, I just pulled a number out of my ass.
I know, but I'm telling you, that's just not true. But,
Well, okay, well.
I mean,
listen.
We do have statistics.
Talk to my son. He'll tell you.
Well, he saw one very horrific incident. Maybe that has colored his thinking.
What do you think? That's the only incident that happens?
Of course not.
So I know you're going to look at this and you're going to say Bill Maher's being the more reasonable one here. Because John Mellencamp, he's referring to some incident of some black guy got beat up or something. And he's saying, see, this is proof that the KKK runs around the country and America's as bad as it was under slavery or whatever. And Bill Maher says, no, I don't think so. I think actually playing left field for the Yankees is probably, I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's probably a little better than, working the cotton fields. But in a way, I think I'm more on Mellencamp's side here when he says black people are not better off than they were 200 years ago. At least, let's say, 150 years ago. So we don't have great statistics from slavery, but after slavery, we start to get some relatively better numbers. It's true that black people get a higher wage than they did when they didn't have a wage, but here's just one crucial statistic. Marriage rates collapsed. So there was very little legal marriage among slaves under slavery. Tennessee actually, I think, allowed marriage between slaves. But it was very hard, obviously, because if a slave gets sold down the river, then there goes the family. The family's broken up. It's just absolutely horrific. So after slavery, though, you get legal marriage, and black people got married at much higher rates, and they got divorced at much lower rates, and they had families in a much more stable way. Today, that has collapsed. That alone means black people are not better off than they were 150 years ago. That alone, just that one statistic. And you see it among so many other areas of society, but just that one statistic would do it. See, well, they're better off because they have more money. Maybe they have more money, but money isn't everything. Money is fine to have. I'm not opposed to it, but it's not even the primary thing. And our society has duped itself into thinking that that's all that matters. That's why we've embraced globalism and liberalism and materialism, is because we think that ticking up the GDP is all that matters. The liberals have thought that, and the conservatives have thought that. And so we say, well, who cares if you lose your borders and your culture and your national identity and your religion? And who cares about that? We're getting more cheap crap from China, and we have more trade. And look at how the cost of certain goods has come down. In some cases, it's actually spiked up because inflation's gone crazy because our economy is totally out of whack. But yeah, okay. Also, look at how our life expectancy has gone down because people are killing themselves and ODing on drugs. Look at how birth rates have collapsed because people aren't getting married and they are getting divorced and they are using contraception and they are killing their children through abortion, and they're doing all these sorts of things that mean that we are not, we fool ourselves in a liberal society. We say, oh, we're so much better off because we have iPhones. We are worse off today by almost every measure than we were 100 years ago. We have better dental care, I guess. That's true. I'm not saying we're worse off in every measure. But if your society is literally dying, and if the building block of society is collapsing and has actually been defined into nothingness in recent years, you cannot say with a straight face that you're any better off than you were 100 years ago. In fact, you are much worse off. Man, what a great clip that was. Now make sure that you ring that bell, subscribe to the Michael Knowles YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.